So here come the players. Left-handed Hubert check. Against the youngster, 21-year-old Wing Ki.
On court number 1, we have Wing Ki from China versus Gilbert Hashi from Poland.
Already played check. Played against France. Lost to Greece Lovadays. Straight games.
Service? On my right. Yeah.
As far as Key is concerned, this is his first appearance. He wasn't selected against Ukraine, who Yun played for Hong Kong and actually lost to Atrachenkov in 3 games. So that's possibly an indication of why the highest ranked Hong Kong men's singles player
is back in play.
Yeah. The tall man is Hubert Konchik, 1 meter 90, 29 years of age. 324 in the world. He's only had 6 tournaments towards that, and a negative win-loss record for the year. Well, his opponents up at 26, up 3 places from last week, and as you can see, a nice positive win-loss record, and that translates into reaching the final of the New Zealand International. Had a great win in the semi-final down in New Zealand, beat the number 2 seed Tommy Sugiarto. Very talented young Indonesian player, so that was a big win for Wing Ki. I remember watching this man at the Danish Open last year. Athletic player, good runner, good physique. Perhaps needs to develop 1 or 2 more winning shots, winning skills that perhaps elevate him to a higher level in world terms. Although 26 already in the world, that's not bad for a 21-year-old.
No, that's really good. It shows good promise.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my left, Hong Kong, represented by Wing Ki Wong. And on my right, Poland, represented by Hubert Hacek. Hong Kong to serve, love all, play.
Buffin, our umpire from England. Now, as with the women's singles, Poland's highest ranked player here, of course, Wacha, the famous Polish player.
Yeah, he's been really high on the ranking, I think, all the way up to almost 10, I think.
Yes, indeed. I remember him being in the semi-final of the China Masters back in 2007. First round he beat Chen Yu, quarter-final beat Busak Ponsana, lost out in the end to Japan, Malaysia, but it was probably one of his best ever tournaments. He was medalist at the European Championships in 2008. And sadly, for Poland, he's not here because he was playing in Spain, Spanish International, where he was the number 3 seed, but lost in the quarter-final. So that's...
He did, and he lost to... I can't remember. I think it was... I actually think he lost to Victor.
Ah, yes, Victor Axelsen, who unseeded, went on to take the title.
17 years old.
Yeah, world junior champion. We've got some talented youngsters in Denmark, that's for certain.
2-all.
This is the first time that these two players have met each other in international competition. And I have to say, Morten, this is one of the few events where players like the Polish team, the majority of the Polish players, get a chance to play against some of the higher ranked players, because at the moment they simply cannot get into the Super Series events. Their rankings aren't high enough, and so it's a wonderful experience. It's a wonderful competition that allows that integration between the sort of different tiers of the individual tournaments to come together and get this opportunity to play some of the world's best.
I totally agree. I think also a few of the nations have opted to play younger teams due to the fact that you can't gain promotion and you can't gain relegation, if you can say that.
Yeah.
So you can't either go up or down, and you know, it's a chance for the national teams to give some exposure to the younger players as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If I just explain that a little bit further, because the BWF have changed the format for the Sudirman Cup, and therefore in 2 years' time, the top division and placing of every team in whatever division is appropriate will be done by the ranking of their players at that time.
Yes.
So even if you win Division 2, it doesn't necessarily, well, it doesn't mean that you're guaranteed being in the top division in 2 years. Yeah. So there is the freedom to say, come on, let's get our younger players, get them this exposure against some of the world's best.
Umpire Philip Ayang-chi from America. Service judge Minoguchi Ichi from Japan.
Service over. 5-6.
That's great play, good return of serve, creating good angle, and then the smash was really a good angle shot as well here, nicely played. Get a good lift, and look, the cross one is coming here. That's nice. Yeah. And equally nice shot. But the good thing about this shot is that it's actually played back where his opponent is coming from. Lifting cross court, the Polish player is opting to go across the court to try to cover the straight smash, and then it's coming across again. Back.
Service over. 8-6.
Number 5.
Hong Kong have actually got a very nice squad of men's singles players now, haven't they? Because not only we talked about playing in the first match, but they've also got Chan Yang Kit as well. So 3 players up there in the top 40 in the world. It always helps to have good sparring partners.
It does in the training environment.
Yeah.
Umpire David from Scotland. Service judge from Sudirman.
That's all.
Service over. 8-9. Service over. 10-8.
Body smash.
9-11.
Yeah, the lift was getting too flat and too short. Punished straight away. He's playing this end of the court with great advantage, the Polish player. I think he's playing a clever game. The Hong Kong player is having a slight drift with him, which means that he's playing on the fast end of the court. And the Polish player is playing a lot into the net, getting the lift, and lots of the lifts have been going out on the baseline. And when he's careful, then they're becoming a little bit too short, and Hubert is putting them away. Yeah. So I think he's playing a clever game here, first half of the first game.
Years now, 29-year-old.
Definitely 360 on the ranking doesn't give justice.
No.
That's for sure.
(11-9). Play.
Oh,
That's super.
yeah, very well. Well executed.
9.
Little hold, flick it at the last moment. Yeah, it's good too.
13-9.
Yeah, it's a good net shot again.
Did not put that one away, but the opportunity was there. And he's shaking his head that he didn't get it down. He knew it. Great opportunity. Set himself up really nicely on that one.
So it's over. 14-10. Service over. 11-15.
Yes, one of the few signs of aggression and willingness to command the rally. Now, looks as if he's said to himself, this man,
12-15.
Yeah, he's got to make changes.
exactly.
I think he's a little bit complacent, maybe getting fooled as we did by the ranking of Hubert. Say, okay, this is a walk in the park, but it's definitely not.
No.
And he's got to pick up the pace. I've noticed on many occasions Wang Wenqi is actually not getting to the shots. He's not even putting the racket to it, which is a bit surprising, I think. You need to have more speed than what he's showing so far.
Yeah.
Service over. 13-16.
Good judgments.
Service over. 17-13.
Oh, good defence.
Yeah, good return. Oh, that's a harsh call.
Service over.
Looking from here anyway.
17.
Oh, it was certainly desperately close. A little shake of the head from Hubert. Oof.
Play, please, Hubert.
Good closing down the net.
Service over. 18.
And there's a good response as well when you have a line call that you think goes against you. It's wrong to then the next rally use your anger and aggression in the right
In
direction.
a positive way.
Absolutely.
Rather than getting upset in a negative way.
19-14.
Considering how good he's been on the line, on that baseline, I'm quite surprised he was in doubt about that one. That was way out. Cross, yes.
Oh!
Yeah, perfection to
20.
bring up game points.
14.
6 of them to be precise.
Good change of serve here. It's a very good variation with the flick serve.
Service over. 15-20. Game. First
Well,
game
well,
by
well.
Poland, 21-15.
21-15. And the world, number 26, has got his work cut out here. And you use the word complacent.
Yeah.
Well, he will know he's playing against a fine player. Hubert Honchek. Confirmation, 21-15. Just 12 minutes of play. And I think what we have to try and explain a little bit about these world rankings, because people sitting at home watching this will say, how on earth is he 324 in the world? What happens is that we have the highest tier of tournaments on a regular basis is the Super Series, and we have now 5 Premier Super Series events. You get the most number of points for those Premier events. Then the Super Series has a slightly less number of points. Then we go down to Grand Prix Gold, then we have ordinary Grand Prix, and it goes right the way down. We have
challenges.
To challenges, international challenge events. And I guess for a man like this Polish player, he doesn't even get to play many Grand Prix events, and therefore, even if he's doing well, he's not able to convert that into points.
Fairly even.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Court 1, 20
again,
seconds.
one has to accept it also comes down to money.
Yes.
You know, can you afford to travel the circuit extensively?
Yeah.
Can't you afford it?
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the support you have from your local government and your clubs and the associations and whatever. And if he's 29 years old and maybe he's civilian having another job, I don't know whether he's playing full time or not. Maybe
Second game.
focus and money is not on it, but he's a good player.
Yes.
Play.
No question of that. We saw that in the opening game, which he took 21-15.
Oh!
He's now
Service
falling
over.
into the same trap.
Yeah.
1 love.
Oh, magnificent. Got up well.
1 all.
Yeah, he's very often setting it up that way. It's a low serve, and then he's returning with a short shot into the net play, getting the lift, and then going for the big smash. It happened on many occasions.
2-1.
Good follow up there. Difficult shot, the pressure shot on the forehand side there. It's normally a lot easier on the backhand side. not by a mile.
Service over. 3-2.
Here we see the same setup again, the return of serve. We've
Service
seen
over.
that 3 or 4, 5 times
3-4.
already now.
It's a pretty simple tactic. Get that tight spinning neck shot, force the lift, and then using his overhead, his height to play the angle smashes.
Which he does really well. Yeah, you say simple, but if Winky is not really doing anything, he's not changing his tactic, he's not keeping you away from the nets and giving you the opportunity, why not go for it?
Absolutely.
Let's see, here we go again.
Yeah, Robert Matuziak enjoyed that one.
5-3.
You can see he's already on the way. He's really covering it. Look at that. He's forward, forward, forward. That's well played. Again, had I been Wong Wing Ki, any other shot would have done.
Yeah.
Service over. 4-5.
But it's obviously easy for us to sit here and see that and say that and all that, because when you're committed to play a shot, it's so difficult to change.
Service over. 6-4.
Good shot.
Service
Yeah,
over.
it's almost as if I feel
5-6.
that the Hong Kong player is just reacting. He needs to be a little more proactive, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got to go and take control. He's just responding at the moment.
Yeah.
Service over. 7-5.
That's maybe not.
That was an opportunity.
Service over.
There's
6-7.
Hui Yin, number one women's singles player. We talked about the drift court, and I know you haven't been down on court, nor have I, but just from watching, what do you think the difference is here? Half a metre between one end and the other? Not as much as that?
No, not as much as that. A foot.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a lot. It doesn't affect the game as such. You just have to be aware.
Yeah.
So I would reckon it's about a foot. So you can play those lifts and clears and all that, and they're not going out, but you just have to be aware. Hubert is playing really positive badminton now. He's pushing himself now. He's into trouble. Yeah. But he was going for the rally. He was going to try to create the winner in the beginning of this rally. I think he's really playing a crafty game, knowing his window of opportunity.
One of 4 straight points now. Pete. Comes to an
Service
end.
over. 8-9. Service over. 10-8. Service over. 9-10.
Pretty agile and athletic for a big man, isn't he?
Yeah, he can be tricky to play. Good pace.
Service over. 11,
Dictating it
9.
here.
Interval.
Follow up. That's actually a very fine example of what we discussed before. The jump smash on the forehand side. This is tending to fall out of court. It's hard to get back in. But I think Key did really well here.
Yeah.
放得好，譬如呢個放得好，你咪要跟啊，佢就係放開啲啊嘛，唔好咁長，開啲咪得咯嚇。因為有機會就係跟等啲跟落嚇，速度啊。
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven 9. Play.
Oh, delightful.
Service over.
Super angle. Super disguise.
10-11.
Wondering, Morton, if Wing Key looking a little bit mentally fatigued. Do you think he doesn't seem to have that sort of sparkle and up for it? You know, here he is, he's playing for his country.
No, it's, you see,
11 all.
it's out. But it's called in. That's unlucky. I actually think it was out there, but never mind. I think what's happening here is that it's a very common case of pressure. You know, you go in there and you've been chosen to play the first singles. The team, the coaches, everyone expects you to win. So that expectation on you is making that sort of on your shoulders. Oh, it's a heavy burden to bear.
Yeah.
He looks like that.
Yeah. Going wide.
Where if he was playing someone who was higher in the ranking than himself, or someone no one expected him to win, I'm sure he would be flying.
Yeah. It's amazing how pressure affects all sports people, and it's dealing with that pressure.
That's the big issue on many occasions.
Yeah. Nicely done. But I've got to ask you as well, though, Morton, the fact that Wing Key has played 18 tournaments in the past 12 months to get his ranking of 26, and 8 of those, so 80% of his results are discarded.
Yes.
And therefore, again, it's just as when a player hasn't played enough tournaments, when a player has played so many and their 8 worst tournaments can be discarded, again, you're not really getting a realistic ranking, because it's the realistic thing is that you're not as good as your ranking is saying.
No, and the thing is here that you could have good draws.
Yes.
That could be a withdrawal
Yeah.
somewhere along the line, that he's getting around extra than he would normally not get, and all that. That is obviously very technical. But at the end of the day, you really have to sit yourself down and analyse and say, how come he is so high? He's a good player, but I must say I do not think today, anyway, he is playing up to his. He's not justifying his ranking.
No. He's creeping closer to
13.
securing this second game. It's interesting in tennis that after you've played the optimum number of tournaments, you have to play another 5 to be allowed to drop one more, and then another 5
so they
after that.
Yeah.
Exactly, so that you don't drop all the tournaments. Yes, you still have to keep the majority, and there's only 1 or 2 or maybe 3 if you play an exceptional amount that you can drop over that 12-month period.
Okay. Yeah. I must say the tennis system in many ways they have perfected it, the rankings and all that, and the way they do it. We still have a step to go, I think.
17.
Also how they do their protected rankings and so on in terms of injuries and all that. The tennis system is really good.
Absolutely. Because I noticed that our current world champion, wonderful to see her back on court, Wang Lin of China, having to qualify for the tournament she's entering.
Is that true? I haven't even noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
She's such a good player.
Current world champion.
Yeah.
Undergone major knee surgery, horrendous injury she suffered at the China Masters last year, but is now having to qualify for events.
That's, in my book, that's really wrong. But obviously, I'm not doing the system and all that. But you know, it's something. I think every system you always have to try to look at perfection and making it better and better and better, and not just be happy with what it is. And I'm sure this is an area people are looking at.
Yes. Oh,
good play. Risky shot with the drift.
Service over. 19-15.
No,
20 game point.
desperation
15.
attempt there. 5 game points. So level it at 1 game apiece.
Throwing in the towel. In this game anyway, let's see what happens in the third.
Game. Second game won by Hong Kong. 21-15. 1 game all.
So the umpire confirms that it is 1 game apiece. Symmetry in the scoreline. Both games won by the margin of 21-15. And everything to play for. 29 minutes already in duration.
A później zrobię, że grać wszystko na
body language there.
Nie możesz mu raz, nie możesz mu zagrać 4 razy cały czas.
He's given so much to the first game, and you could visibly see him just losing that edge a bit in the second. Got to regroup for the third.
Yeah, I think, you know, one could be scared of the fact that he's used too much energy winning the first and obviously fighting here in the second set. I think Hubert did really well, but has he got strength enough, stamina enough to maintain the third set? I must say I have certain doubts about him.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, a big tall athlete as he is.
He's heavy.
Yes, and physically it's much more demanding on him.
Spokojnie, pokaże, a co mecz przekątna z tyłu na
Speak to him, give him advice, give him encouragement.
Still, hopefully he's emphasizing, focusing on just a few pointers and not giving him 10, because then there is no chance for him to remember.
Final dominance at the net in that second game from
Final game. Love all. play.
Oh, clever.
And back again. That's
Just
Service
wide.
over. 1 love.
Missed by much.
no. Oh, that was not such a clever shot. That cross court. There was a long way, but he got away with it. I would have selected whatever, smash down the line, follow up. He's a lefty. He can play a really good angle shot from that backhand corner straight down the line. Going cross court meant he had to run a lot.
On floor number 4, we have the Marina from Philippines versus Lucknow in the goal here from
Service
Ireland.
To
over.
say I like his work ethic.
Oh yes, he's typical Polish.
Yeah, works and works.
Yeah, honestly speaking, they're all the Polish players. They like to build over one model.
Yeah.
If that explains it, I don't know how to say it, but it's like they're like true copies of one another.
Yes. Yeah.
Service over. 3-2.
They're all physically very strong. They fight hard. They have a very good attitude towards the game.
4-2.
No, that's good.
Oh!
Yeah, getting up very high, flicking it down to the deep forehand corner. Good shot.
Oh, that's clever.
That's a really difficult shot. Oh, that's a good. It's inside. Kleinsman is very right. Seen from here anyway, but
I agree with you. I've got a very good view down that sideline.
Hubert had the chance. Again, I think he elected for the wrong smash. I would have taken definitely the other smash, because what he did, he was going slightly cross court, and if it's not good enough, he's opening up the court and he's got to do the running.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good enough, came back and he lost it. Nice. Straight down the line. Follow up. Yeah.
7-3.
It did the same, but I've just done it in the other side.
Yeah.
They're all different.
8-3.
He's got to be very careful here. Hubert's.
Service over. 4-8.
Been a run of 4 straight points to Alvin Keat. this little touch shots around the nets, all working for him in the opening game. Now just seems to have lost his range.
It's just that little fatigue setting in and makes it very difficult.
Oof.
Was it in? Yes,
Yeah.
it was in. That's nice.
There you are.
5,
He's just done that to prove me wrong. There was me criticising losing his touch at the net, and he hits an absolute corker.
That's how it goes.
Service over. 10-5.
Good lift, good length. Good cross court there. But I think the pace is getting to him now.
Yes,
Interval. 10 games.
there just wasn't the same reaction speed, was there? Reaction either with the racket, but more importantly with the feet.
Yeah. And you also see he start breathing quite heavily.
Yeah. So the players change ends midway through this deciding game.
佢做動作咧，唔好喐太快住嚇，你等佢追喐做完啦，出咗啲波你再追得明顯嘅啫。大家有機會嘅時候，記住多攻身體。
He's looking more relaxed too, isn't he?
繼續第一次。
He must be a little
Court
bit
1,
empty.
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Yeah, that shows the low centre of gravity, the moving low down.
Yeah. Nicely played. I like that shot.
Yeah.
11-5.
Yeah, so I
Play.
recall you playing that once or twice.
I like the way he was having his grip and giving him the options of going cross court there.
Yeah.
12-5.
As we haven't discussed here before, a grip is not just a grip. Grip is changing the whole time depending on what shot you're going to play.
Good smash. And yes, I think for people that perhaps don't understand the sport of badminton, it's very different to tennis, where the tennis racket is held in the palm of the hand. In badminton, the racket is held in the fingers.
Yeah.
So, precisely, so you can change the grip the whole time. A very loose grip as well, as the player is about to play, the little finger releases its
6-12.
hard grip on the racket so that you get extra flick through as you tighten the grip as you're about to hit the shot.
Service over. 13-6.
Well, it's been a brave effort.
It has. It looks like game over.
Yeah. Point of no return.
Service over. 7-15. Service over. 16.
Just about going over.
Service
Well,
over.
once again, lucky to get away with that, because
Had a long, long way up there.
yeah, and it's a fine line between on your decision-making process as to whether you go for that cross-court one and say, yeah, it's going to be good enough that it's really gaining the advantage, because it can be catastrophic. Yeah.
And it's just another example. It's the same principle as what we just saw here. You're electing to go the cross-court drop shot, but you still have to run.
Yes.
Service over, 9-17.
Oh, it's called good.
Service over, sorry, 10-17.
He knows how important it is to make it a tight spinning net shot. Slight fatigue, not enough forward momentum.
Service over.
He's defying the end, isn't he?
Definitely. Never give up.
Now, 2 points away. And key from securing Hong Kong's second point in the overall tie.
Match point 11.
9 match points. Oh, it's called good.
Over.
Well, I was surprised too.
20.
So was Wong-Wing-Ki.
Well, I suppose when you've got 9 match points, now only 8, but the probability is that you will win one of the next 8 rallies. Push it long.
14-20.
What was I saying about probabilities?
There's still a long way.
I should never predict.
The curse of any commentator.
Yeah. Goodness me. Surely not. Surely. Match point saved.
Another one there.
5 match points saved.
16-20.
You hear the crowd start yelling and screaming, Jayo! And if they had known what you said.
Now I'm getting nervous.
Going for all the big ones here. 17.
Another 3 match points.
Concentration is going up here. And here it comes.
This time. Yeah, big smile from Wong-Wing-Ki as he finally converts. 21-17 in the deciding game.
far too close for me to call it over there. Far too close, okay? Yeah, too close. I have to be served. Yeah, I have to be served.
Well, that's very interesting, umpire.
That's what my Hong Kong.
I think from England, just explaining to Wing P that he has to be certain that an incorrect call has been made.
To overrule.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the first match.
Yeah.
On the first match point.
The first match point. All academic now, because there's confirmation of the score. 15-21, 21-15, 21-17 in the decision.